Hey, it's Jeff Garber, mortgage expert, and I'm getting a question asked a lot lately. Should I buy now or should I wait? What do we think the future is going to be? And the answer really is definitely you should buy now. And here's why. Let me get myself out of the way, and I'm going to explain why I'm telling you this advice right now. So, first of all, let's start with appreciation in the history of U.S. housing since 1900. Okay? If you start in the 1900s, and you follow this chart along, the only time in history that you're going to see home prices go down is from the meltdown from 2007, 8, 9. And that is the only time in history that housing prices have decreased, depreciated. And then you can clearly see after that not only did we get back to where we were, but we're ahead of the game now. And now it's 2022. And we do not feel like there are any comparisons between this market and 2008. Even the media will scare you with some articles, but when you read them, they actually will tell you that this market is different than 2008. So what happened in 2008 is you had a lot of programs out there that were putting people into homes that really couldn't afford homes. And that's when everything started to inflate and it eventually tanked. And the interesting note here to make, the interesting point is back in the 2005, 6, 7, 8 range, there was the opposite situation that we had now. We had more houses available with less people trying to buy them. So we had a lot of inventory and fewer buyers. Okay, and this bubble grew, appreciation grew, and then this bubble popped. All right, in 2022 right now, we have regular economics at play here. All right, we have low inventory with more buyers, and when you have more buyers chasing the low inventory, that is driving prices up, and that's what we've seen over the last couple of years. And we've seen significant appreciation, right, way above the 3% normal appreciation that we should get in a housing market. Now, everybody's saying right now, well, geez, the housing market's going to cool down and prices are going to come down, right? What's really happening is appreciation is going to come down, right? If the country's average appreciation now is 15%, right? We don't want it to be 15%. If it stays at 15%, nobody will be able to afford a house in 5-6 years. Right? We need housing to appreciate around 3%. That's a healthy appreciation rate. So if appreciation were to drop from 15% to 3%, that is not a bubble burst or a crash. That is a market returning to normal. And that means if you were to buy today and all of a sudden tomorrow, appreciation went from the high 8s, 9s, 10s in our market to 3%, you are still buying an asset that appreciates. All right, your value isn't going down. If you buy, I got my calculator here, if you buy a $300,000 house today and it appreciates 3%, that's $9,000 in year one. Your value after year one is $309. Another 3% in year two is $318. Another 3% is $327. All right, you get the picture. You are buying an asset that appreciates. Now, okay, I understand inflation is higher. I understand mortgage rates are higher. But what we've been telling everybody now, and some good advice to follow is, look, you want to marry the house and date the rate. And I stole that quote. I am definitely not taking credit for that. But you want to buy a house that you're going to be in for a while. And if that's the case, right, you're going to date the rate, meaning we see the next refi boom in the next 12, 24 months. And we know from history that when rates come down, people refi. So don't expect to be in this loan for 30 years. So brief summary here, because I have a little bit more to go, and then I'm going to stop this video. So far, what I've shared with you is that homes appreciate over history, with the exception of the one time in history when we had the big meltdown in 2008, 9, and 10, where we lost values and it took us a while to recoup that. But now we've recouped it, and we do not see that we are in a situation related to 2008. We see appreciation slowing as we get towards the end of this year and into next year, but we still are getting appreciation. And that is one reason why you buy a house, because it will appreciate. All right, so yes, it's a good time to buy. If you pay rent, what do you think your interest rate is on rent? If you said 100%, you are absolutely right. All right, you get nothing for the rent you pay. Okay, so if you have a mortgage at 6% now, although it may not be where we want to be, all right, it isn't permanent. More than likely, in 12 to 24 months, when we see the next refi boom happening, we'll be able to refinance and lower your rate and lower your payment. Okay, and you're still going to be in a house that appreciates. All right, so that's number one. The second piece that we get is, and I get this question a lot, is, how much over ask do I need to pay? Okay, and I have an amazing tool called a bid over ask tool, and I kind of made up a scenario now. I just want to go through that with you real quickly, but you'll be surprised. So first of all, we are seeing a little shift in the market where there may not be as many offers on a property as there were maybe a month or two ago. But we are still seeing some properties that are getting a lot of offers, and we are seeing people still having to bid over ask. And when we talk about bid over ask, as a consumer, I completely agree with you that $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, even $20,000 is like a lot of money to us. Absolutely. But is that truly a lot of money to go over ask? I see a lot of people only go over 5 to 10 because they think that's even too much money, and they think that's a strong offer, and they lose out time and time again. All right, but what happens if we went in 20,000 over? When are we going to recoup that? That's what we want to know. All right, and we want to put some statistics and facts behind this. So let's say a seller bought a house for $275,000 back in 2015. Let's just say July, okay? And they're going to sell it now at $350,000. And you come in and realize that you might have to go $20,000 over ask to win this offer. And based on some market statistics, that house might only be worth $357,000 or so right now. So what are we looking at here? Well, the current ask, $350,000. We're going to go 20 over. That's $370,000. The estimated value is $357,000. We see what the amount the seller paid. And our break even is predicted to be around 7 months. Okay, that means that a 5-year appreciation forecast, if you were to buy this property, would be $88,000 or so based on an average of 4.6%. And if you look at the 63-year history, the average appreciation rate is 4.1. And obviously we're a little bit higher now than 4.6, and we know appreciation is going to come down, but we still have appreciation. That's my point. So buying a home and going over ask doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad investment. Looking at this at a chart format, and this is a made-up example. I can run this for any house and get you a true picture. I made these numbers up, but you'll be surprised at how close this would be and how much this really works. So you can see when the seller bought the home here in 2015. You can see the appreciation in 2019 all the way to today. Then you see this purple here. This dark purple would be the amount we pay over the asking price. And then you can see in 2023, if we extrapolate, we don't quite break even yet, but in 2024 and later, all of this appreciation is going to lead to equity in the property. So if you're looking to buy a home and you're looking to be in the property for 5+ years or longer, and you need to go over ask and you really want to win this offer, right? It pays to be educated and to understand what you're doing. And I can help you with that by using this bid over ask calculator so that we can give you an idea of when you could possibly break even based on what we know in history with appreciation, and based on the fact that we know there's a lot of appreciation now. We do see it slowing, but we don't see it going down to 3%, then down to 0, and then into the negatives where we depreciate like we saw in 2008. We just don't see the market at this point in time, even with all that we have going on with inflation and Russia, Ukraine, and supply chain issues. Yeah, all of these issues aren't great, but we don't see a repeat of what we saw in that 2007-8 housing crisis. So I hope this helps answer that question. And if you would like more information, please reach out to me. I have this video out on several different platforms. You can comment, you can direct message me, email me. My email is jeff@jeffgarbermortgage.com, and I would be happy to help answer your questions or even run a bid over ask for you. So I hope this helps out a little bit. Have a great day.